Hey, honey, it's your girl Briauna J, and this is Break Free From Yourself podcast. This podcast is my precious baby that is centered around self reflection and self love. It's about a young woman's journey, me, of course, to find inner peace, but also realizing that sometimes she can play a role in holding herself back from that peace. This is going to be a space where I'll be real with y'all, but I'll also be real with myself. Listen, I know I'm not the only one that can hold themselves back from that greatness that they're supposed to be. Maybe y'all will be able to relate and we can get through this journey together. So let's take a walk together, hun. Test, 1, 2, 3. My girlfriends, they're through thick or thin. We're cheetah girls, cheetah sisters. Watch out, world, I'm grown now. I'm grown. Welcome back to another episode of Break Free From Yourself podcast. And if you have not already caught it, we're going to be talking a little bit about some sitcoms and TV shows. Now, if you had to compare yourself to any character, who would you compare yourself to? It could be a character from a recent sitcom, an old sitcom, recent movie, old movie. But who would you compare yourself to? If I had to pick, I would compare myself to Yara Shahidi's character, Zoe from Blackish and Grownish. That's why you heard my beautiful vocals sing the theme song to the song Last. I say that because I'm opinionated and honestly, I'm a little selfish sometimes. The crazy thing is that she's probably my least favorite character on that show. I think she's a wonderful actress and she plays her part as the main protagonist so well. But the fact that she has to be the center of attention all the time is a little bit of annoying because I think the actress is great and plays her part well as the main protagonist. But the fact that she always has to be the center of attention is annoying as hell. Because some of the other characters are more interesting to me. If I had to pick my favorite character from that show, it would either be Jazz and Sky, and that's Chloe Bailey and Halle Bailey. They're just funnier and quicker with the comebacks, and it keeps me coming back for more episodes. Although I have to verbalize that Zoe is not my favorite, I can honestly say that I see some of her characteristics in me, such as the neediness and wanting to be the center of attention. It's been like that for a while, actually. I don't know if it's because we're both the oldest child and maybe it's an older child thing, but I always thought that was a character trait of the younger child because that's what they portray on TV. The younger child has to be the center of attention. They have to have everybody all on them. They're needy. That's what they're always portrayed as on television. I know y'all remember the Cheetah Girls growing up. And actually, let me just say, that movie has imprinted on the lives of my sister and I. It's just crazy. I remember, I don't know if y'all remember the first time y'all saw it. I remember literally, we were getting out of school. My parents took us to go see Finding Nemo. We saw that first, but also we knew that the Cheetah Girls were coming on. So we went to see the movies, came back, and I think literally the song Cheetah Sisters was the last thing that was coming on. But if y'all watched Disney growing up, new movies on the premiere night came on twice. So me and my sister doubled back and stayed up to watch the whole movie the second time, because we missed it the first time. We fell in love. So after that, when all the girl cousins would come together at my grandmother's house and that movie would come on, everybody would pick which character they were going to be. And y'all know, I had to be Gabriella and I would hog all her parts. And honey, if it was just me and my sister at home, again, I would be Gabriella, but I'd also be Chanel because it's two of us and it's four of them. I'd be Gabriella and Chanel. My sister would have to be Aqua and Dorinda because, honey, please. But the thing is, she's the singer in the family. So, yeah, I had to be the main characters when we were going back and singing those songs in the movies. And the crazy thing is, other than that, I don't remember much of our experience with singing the Cheetah Girls and stuff. Literally, my cousins on Facebook had a conversation about how this song from the second Cheetah Girls movie was my favorite song. And it's low-key kind of depressing. And I'm like, well, damn. I mean, Lord Jesus, I'm gonna keep that in. But I'm like, dang. Was I going through something at 10, 12? Because why am I so upset talking about it's over and I feel so alone? I actually might sing that on another episode because apparently that was my song. So I'm going to let y'all feel how I was feeling when I was a young child growing up. But back to the story. So, yes, I would pick Gabriella and Chanel, and my sister would get the parts of Aqua and Dorinda. Again, Gabriella has the same characteristics of Zoe, the self-centered know-it-all that had to run everything and always be in the mix. If y'all seen the movies, that's literally why they fell out in every movie. Gabriella would get the big head. Sometimes she would be right. I'm not gonna lie. Girl would be right. And because in that first movie, they did not know how to come correct. Actually, both movies. That's why she didn't show up to the third movie. Because y'all don't know how to come correct. Y'all need to be on time. Friends, y'all need to be on time. But that's just how. So I see myself in some of the main characters. And so I emulated that in my life. I call this the main character syndrome. I only see tunnel vision. I only acknowledge my life. I don't care what you got going on over there. This is my world and you're just living in it. Although they say you're supposed to have that, I think I feel, or they say although they say you're supposed to have that mentality, I think I was feeling that a little too much. The reason why I say that is because I can remember this vividly. Lord Jesus, forgive me, but I was terrible back then. So in high school, I had a group of friends. Well, it took a while to get this group of friends, but once I was like in junior high, or once I was a junior, senior, I kind of solidified a solid group of friends. It was a trio. And the way we solidified was we were dating people that were also friends. So we're 3 friends and we're dating 3 friends. Anyways, I don't know if this was my junior year or my senior year, but I know every year I used to make like binders with pictures of myself. Like it'd be like my 3rd period binder. It'd have like a whole bunch of pictures of myself. Literally, I didn't care about nothing but myself. So, I made a collage one time of my friends and I. And guess who I used? I used Destiny's Child. And I picked pictures of Destiny's Child that had them standing in the order of importance. Beyonce was standing where I was standing. Y'all could figure out where y'all were standing, but Beyonce was standing where I was standing. And that is just the mentality that I had with the friend group. Like, y'all here because of me. And I don't know if that actually was the case, but that's how I feel. We're all here because of me. I know we all were kind of cool, but we linked up because of me. And so I was the Beyonce of the group in my head. Now, if that's true, I don't know because I never really paid attention to anybody else outside of my me. Um, I was like, and my boyfriend at the time, he was the Beyonce of the boys. So I'm like, yeah, we're the Beyonce. So we're going to be the Beyonce people, and y'all could settle how you want us who wants to be Kelly, who wants to be Michelle. But and actually I actually already had in my mind who was what, but I said, y'all figure that out. And I actually sent it to them in a group, and I think I posted it on Instagram one time. But I've never told them the backstory of this is why this was posted and what this signifies. I'm Beyonce, y'all are the others. I'm Diana, y'all are the Supremes. I'm Gladys, y'all the Pips. So, unfortunately, I had that mindset until I got to college. When I actually established my friend group in college, which most of us were already friends, we just weren't, well, I wasn't as close to them in high school. One of them I wasn't friends with at all. Once we established that friendship, I'm like, well, dang. Everybody think they Beyonce here. What's going on? And for a minute, I didn't like it. I had to sit with it, and I did not realize that I cannot be the main character here. And even though with my life, I kind of tried to make, like, I don't want to say I tried to make it, but it just felt like my drama was more important and more interesting than others. But I don't know. It was hard for me to get out of the I'm Beyonce stage and just be a person, a real person. You don't always have to be the Beyonce of the friend group. You don't always have to be, there's not always a Kelly or Michelle. So when I had other friends that I'm that chick too, it kind of took me aback. And I did not know how to fit in with those friends. um I always looked at life as this is the Briauna show, and I have supporting characters, and those supporting characters need to cater what's going on in Brianna's world. But in actuality, that's not how life goes. Charlie has Charlie's show. Brittany has Brittany's show. Everybody has their own life, and literally things happen out of nowhere. This has not only been a problem with friendships, it's been a problem in family life. It's been a problem in my relationships. Like, I feel like things have to revolve around me a bit. Even with my boyfriend, it was hard to realize that he has a life too outside of me. We're both young adults that are trying to achieve goals somewhat different. And since they're somewhat different, he's not going to always be all up in my face like I want him to. Because that's how it was in high school. You're all up in my face. So trying to have an adult relationship with the few adult relationships that I've had, it was hard to adjust to the fact that these men trying to have jobs. They're trying to do what they're trying to do. And I'm not going to be the center of attention all the time. I think I did not realize that this was an issue until and I say this, I don't want to call, okay, so my number one supporting character in my life has always been my sister. I did not realize that she was not a supporting character and she had her own life until she became an adult and she started making big moves. The girl's a model now, and I'm just like, girl, I have a life and you're not paying attention to me. You don't talk to me. Like, what's going on? Do you not like me? Like, I was really frustrated with my sister simply because she was not always available to me when I needed her to be available to me. When I needed her to be available to me. I had to realize that although you live your life, that does not mean that other people don't have their lives as well. Yes, she is my supporting character in my Briauna television show. And I'm gonna call it Brianna's television show because God be watching me. And I be talking to, like, y'all know how Will Smith used to talk to the audience and laugh and stuff. That's me with God. Whenever something stupid happens, I'm like, I know this funny. Like, did you see this? Like, I know you looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, I have those conversations because it's just like, I really feel like I'm on a show. But it was hard for me to fathom that there's other people that have other shows and lives too. So my sister is my supporting character, but I'm also her supporting character. She has her own show. Girl is bad. Girl's always been pretty. Girl is bad. I know y'all saw what she posted from these photo shoots that she just did. Girl is doing her thing, but I could not. And actually, now that I think about it, I want to say it's either when she first got her boyfriend or she first started modeling that I really started feeling some type of way. And I'm just like, do you not like me? Like, what's going on? Are we not friends? And maybe we're not. But it was really just hurtful to me that my sister was not available to me the way she's always been, because she's always been my little sister. But that was the key factor that said, hey, stop thinking everything revolves around you. People have their own lives. And it's okay. You don't have to be the main character. I'm her supporting character. That's why every time she posts a picture, you're going to see me support her because I have to support her. That's my sister. I'm the supporting character to my friends and their lives. They have their own lives now. Like, most of them are mothers now. So literally, their life is not going to revolve around me because they got to cater to somebody else's needs, who is far more important than I am. And speaking about friends, there was one friend. Well, it was a couple of them. But the one that I'm actually still friends with, ooh, I used to be so upset with her for the littlest things. And it simply boiled down to the fact that I wanted to matter more than I thought that I did. But one, we live in two different cities, and we've lived in two different cities since 2015. So 15 or 16. Anyways, although we're best friends, she can't be my main supporting character because she has her own story that she has to tell, that she has to create for her life journey. But it was literally just like I wasn't understanding that it's not all about me, and I was taking my frustration that they had their own lives out on them, literally mad at them just for living. And it sounds crazy, but a lot of people don't realize that it's not always about them. And I see that in the Gabriella. I see that in the Zoe. Y'all know y'all saw Girlfriends. Joan thought everything was about her, especially when she got a little bit of money, especially when she got a little bit famous. Joan thought everything was about her. I had some Joan moments, but I've had to come to realization that I don't have to be the main character. I can be my main character, but I can also be somebody else's supporting character. So that is what I want to talk to y'all about as far as breaking free. It does not mean that you're insignificant to somebody just because they're not all up in your face. They're not calling you 20 times a day. They're not literally up your behind. It just means they're living. They got stuff going on. They going through something mentally. They trying to relax. They trying to sleep. You be okay with you. And when you're okay with you, then you'll be okay with not having everybody cater to whatever's going on in your life. So I'm going to continue to try to break free from this main character complex, because I'm not going to say I grew out. I'm not going to say I grew out of it. I'm doing better. I reposted a post on IG where it was like, good girlfriends now send each other TikToks and try to psychoanalyze everybody. That's literally all we do. And I'm okay with that. I actually just went to dinner with one of my friends tonight, and literally that's all we were doing. And it was a back and forth thing. I wasn't just talking about myself. I was listening. I was helping. And I felt good in doing that. But it took me 25, almost 26 years to get to this point where I'm able to not always be all about me. It's good to be about you sometimes, but you also have to be real. Focusing on myself has been a struggle, but I'm working through it. Beyonce has evolved. She's not as bad as she was. I mean, she's still that chick. We're not going to forget that. And she's still on y'all internet, but she has evolved. So I can do the same thing. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm done, y'all. Thank you for listening to Break Free From Yourself podcast. I know y'all didn't forget about Rebel Vision for all your skincare needs. Rebel Vision was created to encourage individuals to embrace self-love by encouraging them to show their body some real body love. We got the body butter, the rose water, the net exfoliators, the black soap, and the liquid black soap. Come and join the Rebel team by following us on Instagram at RBL_VZN and liking our Facebook page, Rebel Vision. To order products for your skincare needs, check out the site www.therebelvision.com. That's www.therebelvzn.com. If you don't already follow my Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter, go ahead and do that at _Briauna J. That is _BRIAUNA J. TikTok is my best friend, so you know you can definitely find me on there. Use any of those platforms to comment and let me know what you think or want to hear on the podcast. Bye, honeys. Thank you for listening to Break Free From Yourself podcast. I hope you enjoyed yourself and come back for another episode.